Every 10 years, Nintendo tries to revive the Starfox franchise, and every time the game they give us is a warm lump of garbage. The series goes into hiding, and in another 10 years, they try again. Will Starfox for Switch 2 finally break the cycle, or is it the same warm lump of garbage repackaged in hyper-realistic graphics? Something to note right off the bat, that any critique, any problem with this game is generally traced back to the fact that it is a remake of an N64 game. Velan Studios made a faithful remake and only added around the skeleton of the original game and never actually changing the skeleton, which is a neutral fact. For some people it's probably going to be positive, for some people it's probably going to be negative, but that's just like what's happening. One thing that's immediately clear is that it's so gorgeous. Every single level has a new color palette and a new environment and a new set piece, and it's all stunning. Something that I don't see a lot of people talking about, but for me was kind of really jarring, is that Fox is like really unlikable, and like most of the characters are really unlikable. Throughout the cutscenes, Fox multiple times states that he's only doing this for the money. I think if anything, it feels like Fox cares more about the fun of flying and shooting a spaceship rather than saving the galaxy. Also, Falco's rivalry with Fox seemed really strange to me, because it felt, instead of being like a rivalry where we're both trying to do better and we're both trying to shoot more ships and there's like a playful frenemies vibe, it felt like Falco literally did not like Fox. It was just kind of uncomfortable. Also, this isn't just this game specific, but I just think Peppy's annoying. I understand he's wiser than everybody else, but he's also like nagging everybody and telling everybody what to do. It's like, oh my gosh, just be chill, please. The only one that I liked is Slippy, because he's so cute and adorable and he's so sweet and nice. Also, the soundtrack is gorgeous. Assault and Adventures had such good soundtracks, so I'm so glad that this one is grand and adventurous and orchestral. All of the themes are themes we've already heard before, so it isn't like the most interesting ever, but those themes are classic and great. The campaign does take like 1 or 2 hours depending, which I understand why, because this is the format that they took back in the day, but it is like outdated, and to a new modern gamer it is like, oh, we're done. And most players are definitely going to play through the campaign multiple times to unlock all of the different levels. But after that, there isn't like a lot of incentive to play it again. I wish that like getting medals or completing objectives would get you like a new R-Wing color or something, or different vehicles in general. I would want those so badly, and I would be playing the game a lot more. The game shines the most in its large-scale spectacle set pieces. Every single level has a story-related objective that is tied around that level's set piece, and it makes each level way more engaging and way more fun. Like half of the levels feel like Smuggler's Run from Disneyland, if you guys have ridden that ride, and now I'm realizing that that is probably based off of Starfox, because there's an objective to like steal the crate, and if you don't steal the crate, then like you get the bad ending, which is like what happens in Starfox. Something that was like obvious to me was that like women don't exist in this universe. Obviously there's one girl character and she's like barely in it. She's not like particularly, I don't really care about her that much, and obviously this is like a really old game, so they're not going to like randomly introduce a new girl character. But I think like gaming is a very diverse medium nowadays, and so any girl who's going to try this game is going to be like, oh, there's no women in this, which is like fine, but it is like a thing. Also, the game is just like really fun to play, and the controls are really smooth, and I think it's really cool to fly around in a spaceship, which is not a thing that happens in other Nintendo games very often. Also, something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about is that in the game version, Fox is not very much crush material. Like in the Mario Galaxy movie, everybody and their mother had a crush on Star Fox, so I think anybody who saw him in the movie and liked him and wanted to play his game, and now they're playing the game, I think it's going to be kind of a jarring contrast suddenly seeing him being like a, for me, unlikable character and also much less exciting. For me personally, I really love the multiplayer. I wouldn't say it's my favorite part of the game, but I have been playing it a lot. There's like a bunch of really cool power-ups, and it's clear Velan Studios is really good at making online multiplayer games, because Knockout City was so good and I can't play it anymore, and I'm really sad about that, and I want Knockout City too. But so I really hope that there's DLC, more maps, more modes. Also, the mini map size is really small, so half the time I don't know where my team is, and like being near your team is like how you win the game, so I think that that would be helpful if there was a bigger map where I could see where my team was. When the game switches to all range mode has always been my favorite part in all of the games, but in this game it feels like there's barely any all range sections, and even when there is, there's like a really low ceiling. I fully know that Velen is capable of creating an all range mode that is like super cool if given the chance, so I would really love to see them make a sequel and see what they could do with it. Also, I like the character design. I was really shocked for like a day when I first saw them, but nowadays I actually really like them. Also, people don't really like the voice acting, and I was so neutral on it. I think it's only people who have played the original game who are just like not used to hearing new voices. And I heard someone say that they didn't like Rob's voice, and I fully disagree with them. I think the new, younger voice totally works, because I like didn't like Rob before this game. In every single other game, I thought he was like kind of weird and scary, and making him younger and also like not as bulky, like the character design looks better, like he seems cooler. I think we could still touch up his design a little bit, make him like even cooler, but there's also not a lot of cutscenes. There's the opening cutscene where James McLeod is fighting, and like it's really cool, and I thought there was going to be more, but that was like kind of the coolest thing they showed, which is like, it's fine, it doesn't matter to me. Like the game looks good, and most of like the cool stuff happens while you're playing the game, but I do feel like they kind of told us that there would be new cutscenes, and then the only new exciting cutscene that there was, they had already shown us. I kind of really wish that there was a cutscene where Falco and Fox like fully get into a fight and like shove each other and like push each other, and like Slippy like gets in between and like stops them and like reminds them why they're fighting. That's just a great idea. Like, Velen Studios, hire me to be your writers. Also, I love that it's challenging. Like, Starfox and Metroid are the only like challenging Nintendo games, and they are consistently flopping, so it's really nice to get another challenging game. I feel like a lot of their Mario games have really been becoming more little kid baby games, or maybe I'm just getting older and getting better at video games. Also, in general, I think the script was kind of not very clever. It was very like Marvel script, you know? Also, the politics was not very interesting, which is like, this doesn't have to be interesting in a Star Fox game, but it was noticeably more interesting than like any other game. Like, I don't know, I wanted to know the tea, why is Andros bad? What happened between him and Corneria? I would just like to see a little bit more context. I don't know. If they give Velen Studios another game with Star Fox, I think it could be really awesome. Which, based off of the sales so far, which are pretty good, and the reviews, which are pretty good, I think it's pretty possible that there could be another game, which is like great news for me and all other 7 Star Fox fans to not have to witness this franchise go back onto ice for another 10 years. But if there's another one, I really hope that they lean into the gameplay of Star Fox Assault. There were on-rails missions as well as all-range mode missions, but also on-land missions where you could have machine guns and bazookas and snipers, and obviously that gameplay was kind of clunky, but we don't have to make it clunky. We could still keep the good ideas from that game. If we had more Ratchet and Clank sort of weapons and upgradable R-Wings, I think whatever game comes next could be really awesome. Also, I hope that they introduce Crystal. Like, I will, you know, shed multiple tears if she never comes back, and if she's actually just like gone forever. Somehow, please bring her back. I don't even know if they own that character. I feel like they do, but like, I need Peppy to retire, and I need the new Star Fox team to be young and fun and silly and cool, because this Star Fox team is just like on the verge of falling to pieces. They're not a very happy family. But anyways, those are all of my thoughts on the game. Do you guys have any thoughts on the game? And if you want to join my friend group, you can like subscribe. We like go to the beach and we eat burritos, but you know, it's up to you. Also, really random, I think that they should put a jukebox back in the Great Fox. I just thought that that was a great aesthetic. We should bring that back.